I was reading a story about Tina Turner over in Tribune News Service. The writer is not listed, just says Tribune News Service. But I read a little story about him and how he talked about how she converted to Buddhism. And I want to talk to you a little bit today about spirituality and religious dogma on your morning cup of inspiration. You know, it's funny because I remember seeing a story on her years ago, or maybe she even heard her speaking, about how she was running across the freeway bloodied up because her ex-husband, Ike Turner, who was actually imprisoned after that, was beating her up and that and kept her in bondage. And, excuse me, and she ran into a Ramada Inn. And the manager there took her in, put her in a room, got help for her, got a doctor for her, got her cleaned up. And she always remembered that. And so whenever she toured, she would always stay at a Ramada Inn if there was one there. Instead of a 5-star hotel and that, she always stayed with the Ramada Inn for what they did for her. Excuse me. But on this article, it talks about how when she went on her own, that the writer says that Turner's conversion to Buddhism was one of my first lessons in how leaning on spirituality, not religious dogma, leads to emotional growth and freedom. I thought, wow, I mean, okay. So you're seeing, this writer saw that by converting to Buddhism, gave him a life of growth and freedom, and not, what he says religious dogma is organized religion, basically. And of course, we know it's all different. It's between you and Jesus, but it's a church. We go to church. We go to be fed. I wrote a couple notes. One is a religion is a specific set of organized beliefs and practices, usually shared by a community or group, like I said, in our church. And that's where we go to be fed. Spirituality is more of an individual practice and has to do with having a sense of peace and purpose. Excuse me. It also relates to the process of developing beliefs around the meaning of life in connection with others. So we find that in Buddhism. We find that in Hinduism. We find about ourselves and peace and being little gods in New Age and Scientology and that. So you see where this is going. It's all about you. It's all about your inner peace net, but it's not about eternity. It's not having Christ in your life. It's not accepting Him in your life and spending eternity with Him, where we're going to go one place or the other, right? But you enter heaven by forgiveness and through righteousness that Jesus gives you. You do not enter heaven by good works. We know that. And it's true that where faith is birthed, usually good works will follow. I get something stuck in my throat. I'm so sorry. But salvation is by grace alone and through faith and through Christ alone. Over in Romans 10:9-10, the Bible tells us if you confess with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised Him from the dead, you will be saved. And for it is with your heart that you believe and are justified, and it is with your mouth that you confess and are saved. And believe me, you're doing that, you're going to find inner peace. And you're going to have an eternity with Jesus, an eternity with God. But that is real inner peace, is accepting Him into your life. It's not meditating on a mantra on that. It is being with Jesus and accepting Him in your life and accepting the fact that He died for your sins. He already paid the price for you and for me. Hope that blesses you, everyone. I know I'm out of time, and I look forward to seeing you again for another Morning Cup of Inspiration. Have a wonderful day.